Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Jeremy Sutton, owner of Vivian Physical Therapy, Servant PT. I help women 50 and over live a life full of health, family, and fun. So today I want to talk about something that's on my mind quite often, to be honest with you. It's, can you make it if you're in a small town? And that's in business and, just whatever you want to call it. So I've been told this several times, people ask me why I started a business in Vivian or why I bought a business in Vivian. It's a small town. It's 30 miles from where I live. Why did you do that? That didn't make sense, whatever. So first thing is, I don't really listen to those people, so it doesn't matter. But I know a lot of people do. People hear that. You're in a small town. You can't do this. You're limited by the size of your town. I had somebody tell me that just a few months ago. This is limited because you're in a small town and you never be able to grow this and that and this and that. And it just gets old. So, but we don't have to listen to that. So that's what I want to talk about today. I'm not angry about this, but I think it's very relevant for people to understand what I'm about to say. So I started a podcast back in June, and then I got consistent with it about September of 2017. So June, July, August, had 3 episodes, probably maybe 1,000 to 1,200 downloads in that first 3 months. After that, I just looked before I started the video. I'm at 7,981 downloads since September of really doing it consistently. And I think there's been 1 month that I wasn't able to do it like I wanted to. But the reason I'm telling y'all that, and that's not a lot from podcast standards. There's podcasts with people that make, that have millions of downloads and make money. I don't make any money off mine currently. But the reason I want to tell you that is because I have had 7,981 unique impressions on someone. And so I could never reach 8,000 people in a PT clinic. Maybe in my life I'll see 8,000 different people. But I could never reach that kind of numbers if I wasn't doing social media, if I wasn't doing those things. And the reason that's important to me is because I want to broadcast the message of Christ, okay? Now, do I always preach on every podcast I have? No, absolutely I do not. Do I preach on every live video I do? Absolutely I do not. But there are undertones of Christianity. There's undertones of my faith in Jesus. And some days I do speak like I am right now. Just, come out and say, hey, this is about Jesus, this is it. But it goes out to all these people, and they get to see that influence on my life. And it gets to influence them in some way. And do I, am I converting people to Christianity? I don't know. I have no idea. And I'll never know on some of that. But at least I have 8,000 people that I've positively affected in some way, hopefully. Nothing about any of my podcasts is negative. Nothing about any of my videos is negative. There's not much on that I do, period, that's negative, especially on social media. So I'm trying to reach people positively. Now, that's enough talking about me. Let's talk about the lady out there who's 45, 55, starting to realize that she loves to do, whatever it is. I know a lot of people are doing vinyl work. I know a lot of people are making things and selling them on Etsy and Amazon and different things like that, Craigslist. I know a lot of people who sell Plexus and, Spark and all this stuff. So I had a lady that I knew, and she wanted to start this business. She was in her late 40s, and nobody supported her. Everybody was like, yeah, it's too late. You don't know how to do that. Yeah, this and that and this and that. So it was something she was passionate about, and it was something that she was good at. No, she wasn't classically trained or technically trained, or she didn't have a piece of paper saying she could do this, but she could do it. She knew she could. She believed in herself, but nobody else really did. And so they use these lame excuses of you're in a small town. Nobody's ever done that before. You can't make this work. How is this going to work? Who's going to buy this? So those are all valid questions to ask, but they don't always mean that the answer is not do this. Because just because somebody's never done something before does not mean it's not going to work. Just because somebody's never done it in your area doesn't mean it's not going to work. It's up to your dreams, and if God gives you a purpose, if God gives you a dream, then I believe that He will help you find a way to meet that purpose and that dream. So that's it. I just want to talk about, don't let your geographic location determine your geographic influence. So that's about as deep as I get. Don't let, because you're stuck, or because you're not stuck, but because you live in or you grew up in a small town or whatever it is, change the way you see the world and the way you want to affect change in our world. Because it starts with one person. A fire starts with one match. A song starts with one note. Look at the way those things have changed our world. Music, poetry, things like that. They just started with one word, one person writing something down. So don't let anybody ever tell you can't do something because you're from here, you did that, or whatever. Because if we're thinking about it, and Shreveport, Bossier is where I live, in Bossier, those are relatively very small towns, very small cities in the grand scheme of our world. So we can do whatever God puts in our heart to do. Just believe in yourself and accomplish it. Guys, I hope y'all have a happy day, a wonderful day, and I will talk to y'all tomorrow.